Woody Allen's To Rome with Love shows the lives of some visitors and residents of Rome and the romances, adventures, and predicaments that they get into.
I'm from Roma. My job is to stand up here, and I see all people in Roma. All is a story.
They gave us such a great room. You know, you married a very bright guy. I got 150, 160 IQ.
You're figuring it in euros. In dollars, it's much less.
To Rome with Love is a small little movie that literally crept into theaters under my nose. I barely saw any promotion for it. I barely saw that it was going to be in theaters, and all of a sudden it just was. So I wasn't sure if that was a good thing or a bad thing, especially because it was coming so quickly after Midnight in Paris. So I was like, where did this even come from? But I went to check it out, and while I don't have a ton to say about it, it is a small, adorable, charming little Woody Allen film. That's really all it is. It's a tiny little movie, and overall, I enjoyed it. Like I said, I don't have a ton to say about it, so I'm gonna get right into starting with the plot. The plot of it is kind of like an anthology. There are multiple little storylines going on, but all of them, I think, really deal with fantasy. It almost felt like a dream, and it shows what these characters experience if they kind of give into the fantasy in a way. And in that, it kind of reminded me of Midnight in Paris, because it was sort of that realization of this is maybe what you want, do you really want it, you know, stuff like that. So I could appreciate that. And while all of the stories were good, my two favorites were actually the one with Alec Baldwin, Jesse Eisenberg, Ellen Page, that whole deal, and the one with the guy singing in the shower. I thought that that was hysterical, but my favorite aspect is Alec Baldwin's character, which I will get into towards the end of this when I can talk some spoilers. But moving on to the directing, I thought that everything was handled really well. Like I said, this is a tiny little movie. It felt like a tiny little movie, and once again, I said it was charming, and I mean it. That is really the first word that came to my head halfway through the movie. I was like, this movie is just charming me to death. And I guess anybody that is a fan of Woody Allen will enjoy this. I'm actually not sure because I don't know all of Woody Allen's films. I don't know the tone of all of them, so I don't know if someone would like or dislike this if they're a fan of his previous work. I would say yes, but I could be wrong, so don't kill me if I'm wrong. And acting-wise, I thought everybody did a good job. There honestly are too many people to go into specifics, really, but I don't think anybody was bad. I thought everybody was fine, if not good, specifically. Nothing amazing or anything like that, but I would like to touch on Woody Allen acting in the film because I have not been able to experience Woody Allen on the big screen until now, actually, and I thought it was interesting because, you know, it's Woody Allen, and to see him in a new movie, it just was making me think, you know, it's so interesting how he's still kind of doing the same thing, and he still got it. Like, he still understands the humor and everything like that, even though he's getting older. And a lot of people in his shoes, I feel like that humor would kind of slip away, but he's still got it. He's still the same neurotic character, even though it's himself. And I thought it was hysterical. He did a great job. And in a moment, I'm going to talk about some spoilers. Actually, specifically just one spoiler, but just overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I had a good time with it. I think it was very charming, like I said, and even though it was kind of, you know, it was a little bit silly, and nothing too, you know, overly powerful, I don't think. The charm of it drew me in, and so I had a good time with it. But now I'm going to talk about just the one little thing I'd like to, and it is a spoiler, I suppose, I guess. So if you haven't seen To Rome with Love, don't watch the rest of this video. After you see To Rome with Love, you can come back and see what I thought. But basically, all I want to talk about that's spoiler-related is Alec Baldwin's character. And once again, I guess it's a spoiler, I don't know. I really loved the character that Alec Baldwin played and the point of the character, and when I realized kind of what was going on, I was like, yeah, okay. At first, I was like, okay, so he's sort of Jesse Eisenberg's conscience, but then I was like, is he the future version of Jesse Eisenberg? And then I was like, is Jesse Eisenberg the past version of Alec Baldwin? And it was kind of confusing a little bit because I guess it could really go either way, but I really enjoyed that, and I really love stuff like that, and that's really all I wanted to say about it. I just considered it a spoiler, so I wanted to keep it quiet, but let me know in the comments what you thought of that. If you're going to talk about it, please put a spoiler tag on top of your comment, just in case it ruins it for anybody. I don't know if that would really ruin anything, but just in case. Let me know what you thought of the movie overall. Did you think it had a charm to it? Did you think that it lacked the Woody Allen sort of feel? Are you a big Woody Allen fan? How did this compare? Let me know. I'm curious. Let me know what you thought of all the acting. Let me know which storyline was your favorite. Like I said, mine was the Alec Baldwin, Jesse Eisenberg one, but also I really loved the shower one. I thought that was hysterical. Let me know anything that you want about To Rome with Love, and that's pretty much it.
Isn't it nice to be someplace of pleasure?
No.